Hey guys, my name is Omar,
And my name's Levi.
and welcome to episode 2 of Late Night Howls, a podcast for insomniacs by insomniacs. And yeah, welcome back to Late Night Howls. We appreciate it for you for joining us once again. And a lot has happened these past, 3 days. Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 1 premiered. And before we continue, I kind of just want to say our hearts go out to those in Paris because of the fire in Notre Dame. It's really sad to see such a beautiful monument go down like that. Hopefully, I mean, if they do decide to restore it or put something else in its place, hopefully, people. I don't know if anyone got hurt. I haven't been looking into it, and I don't know if there's a cause yet. Um, but yeah, hopefully no one got hurt, and yeah, our prayers go out to those who are affected by this personally, um, and and yeah, that's just one.
Well, it's not just that. It's because it's the symbol it represents. It's one of the very oldest of churches that just. I mean, I don't want to because there's the Hunchback of Notre Dame. A lot of people sought sanctuary, in their halls, basically.
Yeah, of course.
Especially in times of persecution, that was the only place they were, you know, allowed to be without being, attacked and persecuted, because everyone was accepted in.
I mean, that probably saved a lot of generations of families, honestly. That probably saved a lot of people for maybe just wrong accusings or stuff like that.
Well, I mean, just from you being different and stuff like that, you could have been persecuted, but
Like the Hunchback.
yeah.
Well, anyways, like I said, not to dwell more on sad news, but like I said, our prayers go out to those who are affected by this personally, and hopefully people are able to recuperate and are able to move forward. All right. So, yeah, there's that. And like I said before, a lot has happened. Game of Thrones season 8, episode 1 came out this Sunday, and me personally, I was really disappointed.
I mean, you shouldn't expect that much from the very first episode.
Yeah, it's always been like that with all the seasons. Like the first, except for the season 1 though, where it's building everything. But when they do the kind of not really the recap, but the I guess the momentum to start the season, it always feels underwhelming. I feel I don't know if it's either the fact that they're trying to do too much or they just didn't focus on the right stuff that they should have. Me personally, I think there's a lot of time wasting in the first episode. But either way, we're not gonna dwell too much on it. We just wanted to give. We just want to say that we did see it, and we do plan on talking about it. But the way we're gonna do it is that,
honestly, not that much happened that is anything of a
but
spoiler.
I still okay. So here's how I want to do it. All right, I wanna when an episode comes out, I wanna wait a week. Okay, and that's just to say, not everyone has the chance to see it on premiere day. People have Amazon's or HBO on Hulu, where they get to see it on their time. So I want to at least give it a week. All right, I'm not gonna wait a month or something, but I don't want to also just do it right off the bat. 2 days later, because we record this on Tuesday or Wednesday. So
honestly, the first episode was a little bit of fan service.
Definitely. But like I said, I want us to rewatch it though, and write down our notes.
I mean, there's not much to. There wasn't that much to it. It was really just fan service.
I mean, do you honestly just want to talk about it then?
No, it's fine. We can wait the week. It's fine.
Okay. I honestly want us to at least give people some time, because I know there's definitely a lot of people who haven't seen it yet. So, I mean, I didn't think we were going to see it so soon, but luckily our Amazon pulled through and we were able to get it. And so, not really excited, but at least I'm glad that I could finally finish this, honestly. But all I could say is that, just quickly enough, I was underwhelmed for the first episode.
I mean, I got what I expected I was gonna get.
Yeah. So
I wasn't expecting a big like amazing thing. Like only one thing happened that I actually wanted to happen. You know,
Yeah.
even though it was like not completely full, like I want a little bit more to happen with
Yeah,
that thing.
yeah.
But
And then there's also one other thing that I did like. But like I said, we'll get into it later. Um,
oh yeah, both your favorite boys showed up.
my big boys, the big boys. Wait, did he show up?
Yeah, he did.
He did. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. He didn't say anything though.
Yeah, but well, didn't he?
Wait, did he show up?
Yeah,
He was in the flashback. He was on the previously.
no, I'm pretty sure he showed up like for a second. Was it only the flashback?
Yeah, I didn't see him. I mean, if we did see him though, he was standing next to, Okay, so for those of you who don't know who we're talking about Podrick. We could just say that at least.
Podrick and Sam, which are your boys.
Yeah, my big boys.
Yeah, those are the ones that like after like the big characters kept dying, he was like, you know what, I'm gonna root for the underdogs.
I'm gonna stick with my big boys because they're big in size, so that's
Well,
why I like to call them.
Podrick's isn't.
Well, Podrick is on the like a little heavier side, but he's not like Sam.
I think he just looks like that because of the armor he's
most
wearing.
Most likely. I mean, but
didn't we see him like kind of naked in the part where the Tyrion like rewards him by like going to the whorehouse? I'm pretty sure we saw chest. I'm pretty sure he's not like a big boy. I think he's like,
he's a heavier build though.
I think he's just regular toned or something.
Yeah, maybe he's just like regular.
He was everybody's like,
big boy. No, but I think we saw him he did not have a line though.
Yeah.
He didn't have a line.
Like we saw just about everyone that was like
gonna
be important.
And dude,
for the rest of the
I
series.
swear to God, I do not remember the 7th season at all because like everyone was just there, and I don't remember everyone being there.
Well, the 7th season was mostly just about like the White Walkers finally getting to the wall, and that was about it. Like they padded it like a lot, but I think we got this everything. Like they did the recap at the beginning, and it was like fine.
Of course.
And we got. I think everything we needed to remember was.
God, I forgot everything, but honestly, it just felt so. And all I'm gonna say is that there was jokes, like don't get me wrong, the jokes were pretty, like they got a good chuckle out of me, but I felt like the jokes really dragged the episode. Like I don't know why. Like I know that like I know they don't want to be so heavy handed the whole time, but like
I only remember one joke. At the very beginning.
There was a couple jokes throughout the thing.
But you laughed.
Yeah, like I said, it got a chuckle out of me, but like it still kind of stalled it. Don't get me wrong. Just because it's a joke doesn't mean it makes the story go forward.
It felt like an introduction.
Whatever.
So it's fine. Anywho.
Alright, well, besides from that, we kind of want to do something that I've always wanted to do as an episode idea. It would be perfect for Halloween, but Halloween's so long and so far away.
We'll figure something out. There's plenty of things to talk about during October. It's fine.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about our childhood traumas. Things that may have not really affected us. I'm not going to say like affected us, but probably gave us a good spook.
I feel like there's some things that have affected me up until this point.
It changed me. It made me a different woman.
Like, no, yeah, there's some things that I'm like, why is this still a problem?
Okay. All right. So I want to kind of start it off with like our main ones, like the ones that definitely like we know like engraved in our brain. All right. So my childhood trauma was Chucky. All right, the doll. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, weirdly enough, all right, so my family loves horror, like especially my aunts. They love horror movies.
Really?
Right?
They don't look the type.
No. My aunt's from my dad's side.
Oh, okay.
Okay, like you met them like maybe like twice or 3 times, right?
Yeah.
So they love watching horror movies, and my dad too. My dad loved it, and so I remember like whenever I would go over to like play with my cousins, they would always be watching a scary movie. And I'm not a scary movie like person. I watch them now because older I know that it's just it's stupid, right? But obviously, as a kid, you have a wild imagination, and so I would always watch what they're watching. So they had a couch, right, and then obviously a TV. So I would be at the left side of the couch, where the armrest is, and I'll be under it, peeking my head, watching the movie that they're watching, and being like, "Oh, what's going on?" And if there's like something that scares me, I just move back and I cover my ears, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. All right, I'm not gonna get nightmares," and I always get nightmares, no matter what. So, I remember one time, they bought the original trilogy of Chucky, and
Well, those are called Child's Play.
yeah, Child's Play. And so I think it was the second one where he goes into an enchanted Christmas theme thing. Because I know like it ends with anyways, spoiler warnings for what we're going to be talking about. I always forget to mention this in the beginning. But yeah, if you haven't seen Child's Play and if something that you want to watch it.
I mean, how
I
many
have
years
to.
has Child's Play?
I mean,
If you don't know at this point.
yeah. Yeah, but still, maybe someone's like completely new to it and maybe they just heard about it now and they're like, "Oh, what is it?" They Google it and like, "Oh, this is stupid. It looks stupid." And yes, it's stupid.
Well, it's getting a remake.
Yeah, whatever. But they're trying to make it more edgy, and I don't think it's supposed to be edgy.
So
wait.
Oh
my god.
No. Hold on.
Dude.
Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know,
Why would you clap?
for anyone who doesn't know, Chucky is.
I guess I should have said that from the beginning.
Yeah, you have to explain it a little. You can't
sorry.
just be like,
okay,
hey.
go.
So, Chucky is basically, he was a serial killer, right? Mm-hmm. His name is Charles, and at the very beginning of the movie, he's just committed a crime. An officer is after him. He gets shot and he's like dying, and he stumbles into a toy store, and there's these dolls called the good guy dolls, and you get to name them whatever you want or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He falls into them. He takes one of the dolls out, and he does like this satanic ritual, and transfers his soul into the doll, and his body dies.
Yeah.
So, later on, what happens? he finds out that like some homeless man gets the doll and then sells it to like a mom. Well, obviously he doesn't know it's possessed, but he sells it to a mom that her kid just loves this like character. He has the shoes, the little outfit, the cereal.
Okay, and all right, I want to just say something. That is the creepiest design for anything.
No, he looks like kind of like a mix of Cabbage Patch Kid, not the creepy possessed face one. I mean the original
obviously
one.
But they still look creepy nonetheless.
But
they look like the Raggedy Ann mixed with the Cabbage Patch Kids,
kinda, yeah.
And I think that's just weird.
Well, I mean, you have to look at doll designs. Sometimes doll designs have been pretty creepy, and kids think they're like the cutest things in the world.
I guess. Whatever. But yeah, so yeah, he...
Anyway, so basically then he finds out that he can transfer his soul back into a human body, but only to the first person he revealed his true self to, which just happens to be the little kid that he gets gifted to.
So that's why he's trying to kill a kid?
Yeah, that's why he's trying to... You don't even know yet.
I did not even watch Child Play.
Yeah, I thought that's why you were traumatized, because
No,
he was trying to kill a child.
I'll get into it.
Okay.
No, okay. So look, I remember, like I said, when I was hiding behind the couch, I remember a scene, and I think it's in the second one, where it's a different kid, because I know the kid originally is white, right?
Andy, and wait, what's the kid's name? Is it Andy?
I don't know.
I think I'm mixing characters up.
But he's white though, right?
Yes, he's a little white kid.
And then this movie I was watching, he was chasing a black kid.
Okay, that's okay. So yeah, it's probably the second one. The thing is that the little kid is in that movie. He's just bigger. But the thing happens is in the first movie, his like toy body gets destroyed,
Mhm.
right? And then the second one, it kind of gets reconstructed, so that kind of like resets the spell or something.
Mm.
So then the first person he reveals himself to in the second movie is the little black kid.
Yeah, okay. So I remember, I think, I don't know if the dad is a cop, but I know there's a cop trying to protect the kid.
In the first one or the second one?
The second one.
I don't know. I don't really remember the.
Okay, but let me continue because you keep cutting me off, woman.
Well, because I'm trying to explain.
Okay. But either way, I mean, if people watch it, they'll just correct us, all right? Please, just correct us. All right, but I remember is that they're running through like like I said, Enchanted Forest, like a Christmas theme park, right? And what should we call it? All I remember is that the kid is dangling, and then Chucky's on his feet, and he's laughing like his laugh, and on the bottom there's the fan that shoots out the snow, and and all I remember is that the I guess the officer or like the father or whoever, I know it's a guy, pulls up the kid and it kind of punches Chucky's face, and he falls and he gets destroyed.
Chucky.
Yeah, Chucky gets destroyed. Obviously not the kid.
Oh.
The kid lives.
Like I said, I don't remember the movie much. I just know because he's in a military like school thing.
Okay, well, anyways, but all I wanted to say is that I remember that scene in particular, and
wait, is that where he gets melted? Is that the one you're talking about?
No, he gets shredded by the fan.
No, because he gets destroyed a lot of different ways. Like the first one, he gets burnt, and the second one, I guess that, and then the third one, he gets melted.
Huh.
Yeah. There are a lot of creative deaths.
I mean, it's a doll. You could pretty much do anything with it.
Yeah, but he feels it.
I mean, who cares? He's a freaking serial killer. You have sympathy for him, woman?
No, I'm just saying.
Okay, but no, anyways, so the movie, when I saw it, like, I saw most of it because it's supposed to be kind of like a comedy.
It's a dark comedy.
Yeah, sorry. But yeah, so it didn't really scare me. All that kind of did get to me was that whenever he would hold a knife and just laugh maniacally, that kind of bothered me. But his like design at the end didn't really give me like a trauma. But what happened is that when I was at one of my aunt's house from my mom's side, I don't remember how we got into the conversation, but I think it's like, I said that I think they were talking, my mom and my aunt were talking about Chucky, and I said like, I didn't like him because he kind of was like creepy. So my aunt like just laughs and she's like, your cousin has the doll, right? And I was like, what? And I was like still the same age of when I saw the movie, so I was like, nah, man, you're lying. And she's like, yeah, no, she has him. And so in my head I was thinking, man, if my cousin actually owned the doll, like, is it just a movie? And so obviously, being a little kid, my imagination just started going wild. And so it wasn't the same night where, when my aunt told me that my cousin had it, because my cousin was there. I think she was at her best friend's house or friend's house. So when we went there, like, I guess, like, a week later or something, I think my aunt told my cousins, like, hey, did you know that Omar is scared of Chucky? And then my cousin started laughing. He's like, what? Oh my god, I have him. He's so cute. And so I was like, you're lying. You're just messing with me. And so, what my cousin does, that it was like hiding behind a couch. So she reaches in, pulls it out, and I see it and I freak out. I start screaming, right? And so,
How old are you?
I don't know. I think I was like 9 or 8.
Mm-hmm.
So I just started screaming, and like my cousin started like chasing, like she started shoving him in my face, and so I push her away and I run, and my dad was there this time, so he had the car, and I think it was a Toyota, to be exact.
Mm-hmm.
So I run in the car and I lock the doors, and I'm just there bawling, and my cousin is laughing. And then, it gets to the point where it's a little too much. So my aunt's like, she's like, knock it off. And then my cousin, like, I guess, like, she did this, like, in a nice way. She threw the doll to the roof
Mm-hmm.
to kind of just like calm me down. And so I thought it was like really nice of her, but I was still freaking out. I was still crying, and I hated her for it. But looking back on it, like her throwing the doll up there, where it was like kind of hard to get, was like
Wait, your cousin threw it up there, or your aunt did?
No, my cousin threw it up there. Cause like after she, stopped messing around with me, like she's like, oh, she wanted like it's just kind of make me feel better. So she did that just to kind of like as a sign, like, oh hey, it's fine.
So
it's
now
okay.
the killer doll is on the roof of the car.
No, it's on the roof of the house.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Because you made it sound like it was on the roof of the car.
Well, you could reach things on the roof of a car.
Wow.
That's why I said like, oh, it's hard to reach now.
If she's like 9 years old.
No, I was 9 years old.
Yeah, I know, but she's not that much older than you. Is she?
She's like 4 or 5 years older than me.
Oh.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay then. All right. So yeah. Anyway, so that's how I got like traumatized with, Chucky, and so ever since then, like just seeing a picture of him kind of makes me freeze up. Now like obviously I know it's just a stupid doll, a stupid movie, and it's possibly not real.
Even though every time that I'm like, let's watch the movies, you're like, no.
Because I don't want to watch it.
What? You should like watch it to face your fears.
Nah, man. Are you gonna talk about yours? Is that movie?
I mean, I have a few, but I guess the one that's like affected me the most for the longest amount of time, it was The Grudge. I mean, like honestly, okay, I saw it when I was 12 years old. I rented it, and my mom watched it with me, and that's the worst possible decision because the thing is that my mom is a huge scaredy cat, and the thing is that when she is scared of a movie, she starts freaking out, and it makes me more scared. And it's really weird because the thing was that I picked this movie out because we had seen The Ring and she liked it. She thought it was good. Just like I thought it was good, so it wasn't as scary, right? But then I was like, oh, let's watch another like creepy, like pale ghost person with hair in front of their face. Everyone had been talking about it. So I got the movie. And then we put it on in her room, and we were by ourselves. We had turned off the lights. We were like watching it in the bed under the covers or whatever. And right from like the first scene, we were like, "Oh God, this is a mistake."
I mean, I honestly don't think the design is scary. I think it's the noise that freaks you out.
No, it's not just that. The problem is also that I think also. Until I rewatched it,
With me?
No. I rewatched it first with my cousin.
Oh, okay.
Because she was like, oh, face your fears. And I was like, fine, whatever. So that was the first time I rewatched it. And when I was watching it, it didn't look as scary as I remembered it. I guess like when you're like traumatized by something in your head, you're like, oh God, it's so much worse. But when you like watch it, you're like, oh, it's not that bad. But either way, the impression it left on me, it made me feel horrible. Like, oh, spoiler alert if you haven't seen The Grudge. So one of the things, there's a couple of things that happen in the freaking movie that traumatized both me and my mom, that wouldn't let us live our daily lives. One of them is she's taking a shower, and she has her face in the water, and you know how like that makes you so vulnerable because like you can't see anything because
your eyes are closed.
Your eyes are closed. And suddenly a hand comes out the back of her head when she's washing her hair, and me and my mom, like ever since then, we have to like face away from the shower with our eyes open. And then another thing that happened that now is one of the reasons that I like sleep a certain way is that there's a part where she tracks down this one of the a girl, well, a lady, and she gets to her apartment and she gets inside and then like she sees it, like she feels it coming up her legs while she's under the covers, and she pulls it up and there she is, right? And right in that moment, me and my mom had our covers up. We like kicked the covers off. And ever since then, I sleep like with the covers tucked under my feet so nothing can go in. Oh my god.
I mean, when we saw the movie, like, I was just cracking jokes the whole time.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I guess, like, the weird thing was that when I watched The Grudge 2 a little later on, it wasn't, like, I thought it was kind of dumb. Like, even the same, like, scare tactics that the first one used didn't affect me as much. But it's still, like something that happened. I was at my cousin's house. Like, this was before she had seen it, but she knew that, like, I had mentioned to her that it scared me. And I was in the computer with her, and I forgot, something got spilled, and she went to clean it, but I wasn't paying attention, so I was just staring at the computer, and it went into screensaver, right? And then the screen goes dark, and it has like a reflection, and she was on the floor behind me cleaning whatever was on the floor, and her hair was all like down. And I freaked the freak out. I was like, and she started laughing at me because like she realized what had happened because I tried to explain to her what I
oh no, the Grudge. She's cleaning.
No, because she was like okay, I really don't know how to explain it, but she had like she was like hunched in a really weird way where she was like on all fours and everything, and her shoulders looked like they were hunching forward, like she was doing some weird motion. So it looked like she was doing literally the Grudge walk, and I was so freaking out. And then so yeah, I rewatched The Grudge with you. Then we saw the second one, right?
Did we see the second one?
Yeah, we saw the second one, and we saw the second one with the sister. Remember?
Oh, okay, yeah, that was dumb.
We saw the second one. Then we saw
The
we saw the Japanese version. Remember? Wait, was that the Japanese? No, it was
Jesus one.
No, it was the one where it was the Japanese one, but it was the Grudge versus the Ring.
Yeah.
It was what? Okay, it was oh god, I already forgot their names.
Sayako and
Sayako and
No, they're both names S's.
No.
Sayako is the Grudge, and
Sayako is the Grudge one, but
it's I was gonna say Saitama.
No, I think it's with a K, isn't it?
I don't know.
Sayako and...
Well, whatever. The Grudge versus the Ring.
Right, so we saw that version.
And God, that was hilarious.
It
was hilarious.
It was like, I remember I had heard that it was gonna come out, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? Because apparently it's like one of those crossover things that everyone has always wanted to see, like Freddy versus Jason.
They're very similar. It's just that one is a haunted house, and then one is a haunted video VHS tape.
Yeah. So, in the Japanese versions, the rules are a little different of like how they kill and stuff. Like for the Ring in the American version, you have 7 days until you die, right? But the Japanese version is only 3 days. So
well, I mean, yeah, because you really don't want to wait that long. You just gotta like, come on, stab to it. Stab.
So.
Wait, does she stab? No, she drowns you, right?
What?
The Ring? She drowns you?
I think she like kills you.
Well,
No,
obviously she kills.
I'm
you.
sorry. Hold on. She scares you so bad that you die, basically.
A heart attack.
Yeah, like she shows you something, like, because that's like an important thing, looking into her eyes or whatever.
What if you're blind? Well, then you wouldn't really see the tape.
Wait. Oh, you haven't seen.
My god! If this is the thing, dude, I do not want to get into this.
No. Okay, because okay, I'm guessing if you're blind, you can't really see the tape, but
obviously.
no. Someone was like, "Oh, what happens if you see the tape and then you blind yourself?" Right? Okay. So what happened was you haven't seen Rings, right? The new American version, like it's like the continuation or whatever.
Yeah, the reboot.
Yeah. Well, it's not a reboot; it's a continuation.
It's stupid, but yeah.
Okay, so there's a person that Samara wants to kill.
Oh, hey, look, there you go, Samara.
No, that's her American name.
Oh, well, whatever. Hurry up. Tell your name. Both their names start with an S.
No, in the American version.
Okay, we'll make continue.
Okay, well, anyway, so she wants to kill someone in particular, but he blinded himself, right? So, okay, I mean, I wanted you to see it or whatever.
I don't even want to watch it.
Okay, so what happens is she heals him.
Nice.
So he can see her.
Yes.
So,
yes.
She has like these like otherworldly powers to heal people, but she's like, no, I'm gonna murder everyone.
Yes. There you go.
So yeah, he had blinded himself, and yeah, so she's summoned because she's attached to another girl or whatever, and then she's there and she heals his vision so he can see her. So yeah, you have to be able to like look at her because it's like she gets into your mind and she scares the crap out of you until you have like a heart attack, basically, which is similar to like The Grudge. She does a similar thing, like they like scare you to death.
Well, I mean, The Grudge, she uses her hair. If anything, I think
but yeah, it's mostly she tries to give you a heart attack,
I guess. I mean, but whatever. Like the Ring and versus The Grudge was extremely hilarious.
It was so funny, and it's I definitely want to talk about that like in full length. So let's not talk about it here.
No, of course, but it's really great.
It was like
10 out of 10.
It was amazing. Oh my god.
Would watch again.
Like we kept like guessing what was gonna happen, and
I got it right. I called it. I called it.
Like, because there was like not many ways that could have ended, any other way.
Of course, that seemed like the most obvious ending.
Whatever. So
whatever, let's continue. The next thing I want to talk about, I don't particularly I think if I'm trying to remember the show, I remember one night I was on, is when I had cable. I was watching TV, right? And I was just scrolling through the channels because I'm trying to get to sleep, right? I go to the Nickelodeon at night one, like Nickelodeon channel, and then it's like the teen shows, right?
At night?
Yeah, Nick at Night.
Yeah, Nick at Night.
Yeah, it shows the grown up things. Not really grown up things, but like it's like are you scared of the dark and stuff like that.
You always say that Are You Scared of the Dark, that they aired it at night, but the only time I ever saw Are You Scared of the Dark or Goosebumps was in the morning.
I saw it mainly at night. Only until like I think Cartoon Network Goosebumps was in the morning. But whatever, I'll get to that in a bit. Okay, so I remember I was scrolling through the channels and it was late, and it was I think it's called Saved by the Bell. It was either Saved by the Bell or Boy Meets World, because both the main characters are blonde, right? White and blonde.
What? They're. And Boy Meets World, he's brunette.
Whatever, he could have been brunette, but whatever. So I remember it was like a Halloween special, and it was one of those specials where like it's like the Simpsons Halloween specials where it's like not canon and it's just a random episode.
Oh.
Okay, wait, but let me continue.
Okay.
The only scene that I remember that freaked me out, that made me change the channel, was that it's like the group, like the main group of the show. They're running. They go to the hall. and the principal, who's bald and kind of chunky, is standing there, not saying anything, and they're like, "Oh,
he's not bald.
Whatever, whatever." That's how I remember.
And he's not the principal; he's their teacher.
Whatever. He's wearing a suit. All right.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Mr.
I do
Sweeney.
not care. I don't know the show. Wait,
oh my gosh.
wait.
Okay.
And all I remember is that he's standing there, not saying anything.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh my god, whatever." Blah, 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 blah. And
Yeah,
then he falls forward and he has the scissors straight in his back. Freaked me the fuck out. I didn't know what was going on because I just flipped it and that just happened.
Yeah.
And how am I supposed to process that? I switched the channel quickly and I'm like, fuck this. I'm watching Adult Swim.
That episode, I think it's called And Then There Was Sean.
Oh my god. but Boy Meets World, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
I
figured
so
it
wasn't like the main guy.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the best friend.
Oh, okay.
Right? So
he had a dream.
He was like,
I'm so glad you know what I was talking about though.
Yeah. No, you know that okay, so you know how that it sometimes happens that there's that one person who knows all like the horror movie tropes.
Yeah,
so that's what he's doing. So he thinks that Mr. Sweeney, their teacher, is like trying to scare them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one that has the scissors in the back. So when they see him in the hall, they're like, "Oh, we knew it. It was you all along." And then he just falls forward.
Yeah, I don't even know how it ended, but I mean...
Yeah, I don't remember much of that. I just remember they were like screaming a lot. Well, mostly his girlfriend was screaming a lot.
Yeah, and so that part freaked me out. And then another show, or another episode from a show that you really wouldn't like expect, like, oh my god, a horror thing. Crap, I had it in my head now, but I forgot. Let me see. Oh, SpongeBob. I was scared of the hashling, yeah, and then
the hash.
And then obviously it's just like a guy. Why did he have a spatula?
Oh, cause he was like, "Oh, I'm here to apply for the open position." And then
we never see him again.
The scariest part was like when the lights started flickering right after they met him, and they looked to the side and like, "Oh, Nosferatu," and it's the vampire from.
Yeah, he was pretty creepy too. But did you ever get creeped out by like Courage, the cowardly dog?
I know there's a lot of people that were really scared of it, but
a lot of people for some reason mentioned the mummy one. Return the slab.
Our stuff for the curse.
Yeah. That one was like the least scariest for me.
Yep. I think that one, because it got replayed a lot. Like
it did.
It got replayed a lot. Yeah, but I know that one was one that a lot of people thought was scary. One that I thought was scary was because when I was little, I had this irrational fear. Like, you know how you fill the bathtub with water, right? If I put bubbles, I would freak out that like a shark was gonna come and eat me. Like, that was just me as a little kid thinking, oh no. So I would like.
What episode is that?
Huh?
Hold
on. Hold on. This is just me. Go. So I would have to move the bubbles to be able to see my legs. Mm-hmm. Okay, I mentioned this because there's an episode where Eustace is like taking a shower or something, and I don't remember exactly how, but there's like some mermaid who uses water as portals.
Oh, and I know what episode you're talking about.
Yeah, and she comes through the bathtub and she tries to come through puddles and stuff like that, and it scared me because that was like a fear of mine, getting like dragged away from something.
Yeah. Eustace gets pulled in because he's like, oh my god.
Yeah, he falls in love with her.
Yeah, he falls in love with her, and then Courage like jumps in the puddle right as she ports out.
Yeah.
To pull him out.
Yeah. Because, like, she looks, like, beautiful when she's outside, like, but when she's in, she's, like, really gross. Like a siren.
Yeah.
And then another one that was kind of creepy, too, was... Because they did kind of, like, a Exorcist reference, was when Muriel gets bitten. Wait, does she get bitten? Because she gets, like, possessed a couple times.
Yeah.
Okay... I don't know if it's two different episodes, but when she gets bit by the were rabbit, or what is it? It's
Yeah.
like,
No, I know you. I know what you
yeah,
mean,
she
but
gets bit by that, and she tries to eat courage, like she's chomping down on the floor.
Yeah, no, yeah,
That was creepy. But then the other one, I'm not sure if it's the same episode, but she's like on the bed.
It's the same episode.
Is it?
Yeah,
That is
because her like face is green and her hair's red, right?
No, her hair was like white.
No, it's red. It's red.
And she says something, and like a little bit of smoke comes out of her mouth.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be cold.
Oh, yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but her hair was red though. Her hair was red because her hair is white as an old person.
I thought that was weird, because if she's like aware, whatever, why is she possessed like the Exorcist? So she's like, courage.
Yeah.
Come here.
Yeah.
And her head spins around.
Yeah.
And Courage is like,
that's the same episode.
Courage is like, F that.
Yeah, that's the same episode.
Oh my god.
One thing that got to me is just one scene though of a certain episode. Is where Courage is going through like multiple doors. I don't remember what he's doing exactly. But when he opens the door, there's like the back of a little girl turns around and does the whole scary face. That got to me every time because I always forgot.
Yeah, that was one of the ones where like Muriel got kidnapped.
Well, I mean, when does she not get kidnapped?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Eustace gets kidnapped quite a bit too.
Well, no, I think it's just like bad, like wrong place, wrong time. He's always sleeping on his couch. But I think going away from the trauma, one episode that always gets to me is his flashback, his parents.
Oh, you think it's sad?
I think it's really sad.
I think the episode that made me sad all the time was the Hunchback one.
Oh, yeah, doesn't he sacrifice himself or something?
No. He plays like an instrument, and Courage plays it too. I think it's like bells, right?
Yeah. They pick it up and they ring it. Yeah.
Yeah, and
then
like
Eustace kicks him out because he's like, "Oh my god, you're so ugly."
Yeah, and it's just like the first beginning of the episode is him going door to door asking people to help him to stay out of the rain or whatever.
Yeah.
And everyone's just like, no, and like closes the door on him, and it's so sad. And then Courage feels bad for him and like lets him be inside the barn, and I was like, oh, that's so sad. And then the when Eustace is like, I thought Eustace was gonna try and murder him, but then the guy he gets like his courage because he's about to he's being mean to Courage, so he gets his courage up, and he's like, I may be ugly on the outside, but you are hideous on the inside.
Yeah.
And I was like,
oh, dude, another one. Since you did like that little voice, another one that creeped me out was that guy from the asylum. The haircutter dude.
Yeah, the guy that.
Oh man, because he had the monologue.
And then I was very naughty.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, that was so weird. I think with Courage, I think the one annoying episode that everyone could agree on is when Muriel turns into a kid.
Oh yeah, because she gets like annoying.
What does he say about the mac and cheese?
Oh yeah, he's like, more cheese, and then he makes it again with more cheese. He's like, no, more mac, and then he just keeps doing it, and then she's like, perfect, and throws it in his face.
Something I do. And then man, like a lot of the kids shows always has that one episode where they try to be scary and then they never do it again.
Well,
like,
I mean, you know.
Did you watch Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, right?
Yeah.
You remember the room, the haunted 302 or something?
Oh, where they have like a seance?
Yeah.
With what's his Ernesto Esteban.
Ernesto Estevar de la Cruz, I forgot his name.
Yeah, like 30.
Yeah. But yeah, no, so and then I forgot, Cody is the one that, like, cause, like, since he's, like, the
Oh, yeah,
cat.
he's trying to do pranks, and then they make them believe it's real, and then it ends up being real.
Yeah. I remember that got to me, like, once as a kid, but then when I saw it again, I just thought it was funny.
I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I'm just trying I've never seen Are You Afraid of the Dark because that actually did scare me a lot. So I would never watch a full episode, but I did watch Goosebumps a lot. And now Goosebumps, obviously older, is just ridiculous. But as a kid, I mean, come on, like, it really got to me. So I think the one episode that got to me was uh the dummy, the ventriloquist one, where
No,
the
yeah,
dummy
the
comes to
Night of
life.
the Living Dummy.
Yeah. And did you ever own the books?
Yeah.
My brother bought I think it was like 12 books. It's like a box, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it has like 12 random books of Arlstein. And so I remember my favorite ones were Ghost the Ghost Camp stories.
Mm-hmm.
Um the Blob. I actually like the book version of the Blob, like the green Blob, instead of the show. The show's kind of like it's all right,
Mm-hmm.
but I think the book just makes it sound better and more intimidating.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know how they say like that when you read the books you kind of like imagine things worse inside your head,
Yeah, no, of course.
and then when you see it in the show it's like, wow, what is this?
Yeah, of course. And so the reason why the Ghost one was my favorite is that I'm just gonna go by it quick. Um, this like older brother and younger brother are forced to go to camp that the mom signed up. Like, oh, she like got a pamphlet from a random guy. It's like, hey, check out this camp. It's gonna be really fun. We're gonna do games and stuff. And so like, um, so the mom's like, oh, you should go. And they're like, oh, we don't want to go. She drops them off, and whatchamacallit, as they're in camp, they're doing regular camp activities. They're doing like games, they're kayaking, stuff like that. And so I forget what ticks them off, but I think the first notice is that during like a sport thing, someone gets their hand impaled, right, by accident, and they don't react, right? They don't say anything, they don't flinch. And then whatchamacallit, wow, I lost my train of thought. Sorry, they don't flinch, and so the two main characters, they're like, what the fuck? Well, no, it's the older brother, so he's like, what the hell is going on? And then the person who got their hand impaled was like, oh my god, oh, and they're faking it. And so he was like, why did it take you so long to react? And so whatever, the guy didn't respond because he went to the infirmary, quote unquote infirmary. And then the second thing that completely ticks him off is that they're eating s'mores, right? And so he's trying to get over, and it's the same day, he's trying to get over the fact of what he just saw. His marshmallow falls into the fire, and the girl that he became friends with, that he thinks is cute, she reaches her hand, grabs the thing, and puts it back on a stick. And then he's like, dude, your hand. And then she's like, what? Looks at her hand, and she's like, oh my god, it burned. And then he's like, wait a minute, did you not feel that? And then that's when he starts questioning them. So then he figures out that what the camp is that they lure in humans to get stuck in the camp. I don't know why specifically, but I'm not sure if it's to feed their hunger or something, but they just want more humans to come into the camp. And they don't like eat them or anything like that. It's not something weird like that. They just want them to be stuck with them. So I don't know if they just want to keep adding more to their thing. But they escape. Like, they were able to escape.
Right. I don't know if it was Goosebumps or Are You Afraid of the Dark, or if this was just like a really weird nightmare I had. But it was like these siblings, I think, or whatever, and I think there was like a circus or something. And what happens is they get replaced by like doubles or something.
Okay.
Right? And then they're trying to escape, and then something happens where you're not sure if one of them got like replaced or something, but they kind of like imply it because one of them, their eyes glows at the very end or something.
Yeah.
And that's how it ends. But I just always remember that. And then it was weird because there was a movie, like a full-length movie about that, where like these aliens were replacing people, and then the aliens, like, they're...
Wait, talking about Us?
What?
Because that's the whole plot of Us.
They're not aliens.
They're not aliens, but
They're
they're like
clones.
yeah, they're clones.
No.
But it's the same premise.
No, but spoiler, bro.
Oh well.
Anyway, so the movie was like these aliens replacing people, and then I can just remember that it was the main guy, a girl, and they had a boy they had saved, like a young kid. He was like 13 years old or 14, and then like they're together and they like destroy the main vessel or whatever, and then they find out that the kid had been replaced at one point. So when you get replaced, you're killed, basically. So the guy realizes it and he's like, oh, go away, or whatever. And then what happens is that he bends his knees backwards because they walk like that with their knees bent backwards.
Nice.
It was really weird. That's the only thing I can remember about the movie.
I don't think I've seen that. But
But okay. So do you have anything else for Goosebumps or?
I was gonna ask you. R.L. Stein didn't just write Goosebumps, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's an author.
Obviously, there was these. There's 3 books that I really did like from him. One was what's that email that you get that's like spam mail? But Chain Letter.
Chain Letters.
Okay, did you read that one? No, right? Okay.
Well, I don't know because there's a lot of. I even saw a movie called Chain Letter.
Okay, well, sorry. R.L. Stein wrote a book called Chain Letters, and it was really interesting. It was like specific chain letters that you have to send to someone, right? And the minute that you send it to someone, whoever receives it, they'll see how they're gonna die. They'll read it. And so to avoid it, obviously you have to send it to another person and keep it going. And so as soon as a person reads their letter, then you're clear, right? And so it was really cool because like it was a group of friends that like one of them, it fell on them, and then he sent it to his best friend. The best friend sent it to his girlfriend, and then
couldn't they just like keep sending to each other?
No, because eventually, like, if you're not quick enough, it kills you, and that's what happens. It starts killing them off one by one. Or if I'm not mistaken, I don't think it's supernatural. It could be the fact that it could be supernatural, or it was a serial killer. I think it was a serial killer.
I think that's the movie I watched.
I don't know. There was a book though R.L. Stein wrote, and it was really good.
Okay. Well, is there a part in there that like he gets killed by a car?
I mean, most likely that's in almost any horror movie.
Well, he gets killed. The movie that I saw, like one of the very first scenes is someone gets killed in the garage with the car.
I think so. I'm not sure. It's been a long time.
Like he gets trapped in some kind of chains that are attached to the car, and the car like murders him like that.
That sounds really creative, but I'm not entirely sure. But then the other 2 books was by R. Stein. I don't remember, but he wrote really like more grown books past Goosebumps that were just really like crazy and extremely like whatchamacallit, creative and graphic at the same time, and the characters were all compelling too, and so I want to get it again so I can reread it because it would be really fun. But anyways, we're coming to the 53-minute mark. Do you want to talk about anything?
Well, I have one more.
Oh,
but
yeah,
you kept
yeah.
like talking.
Sorry. Well, you know what? I'll just stop talking.
Well, I mean, you kept like butting in. I thought we were taking turns, so you were just like this and this and this.
Yeah, okay, go.
Gosh. Wow. Okay, so one that affected me a bit when I was like really young was The Dark Crystal, which you haven't seen.
But yeah, I know what it is though.
Yeah, well, cause you've seen like videos already about it.
Yeah, no, I know, and I'm pretty sure I know what scene you're gonna say, right?
What?
The melting face scene, right?
Oh, they were taking away his essence, like his soul.
Yeah, right. Is that?
Yeah, it wasn't so much that. It was the fact that the sketch. What the fudge are they called?
Sketchy. Whatever.
Okay, yeah, the main bad guys, sketskies, sexies. So they strapped this little gelfling to, is that a Gelfling? I don't even
Woman,
know.
I don't
Okay,
even know.
they attach it to like this machine, but it wasn't so much that part of it. It was just how they were so like laughing about it. They were like,
Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah.
yeah, but the whole thing was pretty dark. Jim Henson, you know, it's weird to think like, oh, he did the Muppets and like Sesame Street and stuff like that, and then he comes up with the Dark Crystal and Labyrinth and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've never seen Labyrinth.
Yeah, I know. You haven't seen like
A lot of things.
Yeah. Oh, Labyrinth was one that had a lot of stuff that was kind of scary in it too. Like if you're little and you're like watching that, you're like, what the heck?
Another thing that like completely catches you off guard that might traumatize people was the scene from Willy Wonka, the tunnel scene.
You know, that never affected me.
Oh yeah,
No.
I don't know. I guess I mean for me maybe I don't know. Maybe
I don't know, and I haven't met anyone that has said, "Oh yeah, you know what messed me up, Willy Wonka."
I don't. Maybe not messed them up, but was obviously just a
I don't know.
left turn
I
of
think
scare.
because I don't think it was so much scary. I think it was just because it was so out of place because everything else was so like just weird, and then the tunnel scene was kind of like a
So
left
was it
field.
really out of place, or was it just right there? Was it in the right spot?
I don't know.
But I thought it was really creepy when I was younger. And that's the thing I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to get movies that are just kind of like unexpectedly like something just scares the crap out of you, like specifically in kids, you know, movies. You know.
Oh, you know what messed me up that I'm pretty sure messed a lot of kids up?
What?
Fucking Artreyu.
Oh yeah, it's not really much of a scare. It's more of just like trauma.
But you said, yeah, exactly.
It's trauma.
Okay, in the
traumatic.
never-ending story,
The
Artreyu,
never-ending story.
our brave hero, with his horse, Fox.
I don't remember his name, but I know he's depressed as fuck.
Yeah, they go into the, what is it called?
Swamp of Sadness.
Swamp of Sadness. That's right. I was like River of Despair, something like that. So the whole thing is that apparently you can pass by perfectly fine if you
Are edgy.
if you're like, you know, fine, but apparently if you're like sad or too sad or whatever, like the sadder you are, the quicker you sink, right? So like when I was little watching this, I didn't understand this, but like the horse starts sinking and you're like, oh, it's because he's heavy. But then when you're older and you're like, oh, the only way you would sink is if you're sad. His horse was so depressed that he was sinking, and the entire scene is just Artreyu pulling at the
Wait,
reins.
then how did he get out? And he'd be pretty depressed about his.
I know. I guess he wasn't sad about his,
His
horse
horse
dying
dying.
of depression.
Yeah,
His
it's
horse.
just a horse.
No, man, because he was there for a while, just crying next to where his horse sank.
I mean, he was on a patch of land, but I think he had to go back onto the swamp to keep going forward. Or I don't know if he was already at the edge of it, but I mean, yeah. I guess. I mean, that did mess me up. It didn't really make me. Obviously, I wasn't scared. I was just sad, but I don't think it really traumatized me. I think it's just really depressing.
I think it traumatized me in the fact that I didn't understand what was going on. I was like really young, so I was like, why is this horse dying?
You never played Shadow of the Colossus, right?
I've seen you play it.
Yeah. You know, in one of the parts where you have to get to the boss, the horse sacrifices itself to help you get across. You know that, right?
No.
Well, now you know. It's really depressing.
These horses like...
The horse is like, you must go on. It's Yoshi. It's Yoshi all over again.
Ow.
To sacrifice Yoshi in the jump in Super Mario World.
Let's see.
What about video games? Did any video games traumatize you? Like,
Traumatize me? No, not really. I mean, I cried in Kingdom Hearts.
oh, okay. I just remembered. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry. I just remembered. The Mist. The Mist traumatized me, not in a scare, but emotionally. Okay, so obviously a lot of people have seen The Mist, and if not, then you've seen one of the spin-offs of the movies is Cloverfield and Cloverfield Lane.
What?
They're in the same universe.
What?
They're in the same universe.
Are they in the same
They're
universe?
they come from the same portal. It's in the wiki.
I'm really not sure about that because The Mist is a Stephen King novel. He didn't write Cloverfield. So you're just saying J.J. Abrams has decided to hijack Stephen King's universe?
Of course. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't you? Well, I know that there's like a theory of it being all connected.
Okay, maybe it's a theory, but I'm pretty
sure. But anyways,
sure.
whatever. Okay, whatever. So The Mist, right?
Uh-huh.
So, just a quick rundown. A guy and his son go to a supermarket. A mist literally just covers the whole town.
Oh, it's because you don't know the whole story.
Yeah, the army were doing experiments and they opened a window or like a doorway and it let something out, right? Or something in, I guess.
I mean, kind of.
Yeah, well, let's not get too into it. We're passing our mark here. But anyways.
Stop mentioning the fucking time.
I could do that if I want.
No, you do.
Yeah, I do. Okay, anyways. So.
Ridiculous.
Whatchamacallit? Alright, so yeah, they get stuck in the supermarket. These creatures are attacking them specifically because they're just hungry for human flesh. And so, long story short, they were able to get out of the supermarket by getting a car and having a few weapons on them. They had
a gun.
They had a gun and a few makeshift melee weapons. They had a broom. So it was...
That's gonna be helpful.
Yeah. So it was him, the son, a girl that he has a crush on, an old lady, the husband of the old lady, and then another guy
Was
that...
he the husband?
I think so, I don't know. Another guy that died on the way with them to the car. He died.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was like, what, a black guy?
What?
Was it? No, the black guy died earlier on. But anyways, whatever. It was another guy that died. But then, yeah, so it's just them in the car. They're driving away. But what happened is that the car runs out of gas.
Mm-hmm.
And so...
They should have really checked that out before they started
well,
driving.
I mean, they had the keys, so...
Oh, and Omar doesn't really notice, but there's a lot of actors that would end up in The Walking Dead in that movie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Like,
noticed.
the girl that you say he likes, that's Andrea.
Oh, yeah, really?
And the old guy is, God, what's
Bill?
his name? No, what's his name? Oh, the problem is he died in the second season on the farm.
Yeah, I thought his name was Bill.
No, it's not Bill. Dale.
Dale. Yeah, I was pretty close. Alright, the
And
L
then-
was in the third spot.
Okay, and the lady that she asked people to help her go get her kids, but nobody helps her, remember? Yeah. That's Carol.
The crazy one?
No. Crazy one? What are you talking
The
about?
Christian one?
She's the one that has the abusive husband at the beginning and her daughter, and the husband gets killed by a zombie, and then the little girl gets separated and gets bit and turns to a zombie, and then she slowly becomes like more of a badass.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry.
Jesus.
I was like, God damn it. Okay, yeah, the old lady. Okay, well, whatever. So they're driving in the car and they run out of gas, so they're stuck in the middle of nowhere. Well, not really. They're stuck on the highway, and so the problem is like what? There's 5 of them, like the dad, the kid, the mom, and the 2 old people.
It's
Yeah,
5.
there's 5, and the gun that they have only have 4 bullets left.
Well, wait, yeah, it had 5, but one of them was like bad or something.
No, it was 4 bullets. Because the thing is, they had a total of 9, but as they were going to the car, they had to shoot it. So the problem is that now they're stuck in the middle of nowhere, and the thing is, they don't want to die by the hands of the creatures. They want to, go on their own accord. So they're all looking at the dad.
Honestly, I think that was a very rash decision.
Okay, the problem is though, like I don't know. I don't remember when in the movie, but one of the military characters that were there, I think they said that help was not coming, and that's when kind of everyone started freaking out. I think they mentioned that help was not coming, because it was like, oh, all hope was lost. Like these creatures were too strong for it.
I don't remember that.
I don't know. We could rewatch it and
I think
see.
it's they started freaking out because they thought it was the government, and they thought the government was like experimenting on them or something.
Most likely,
Oh
probably.
yeah, and I think what really made everything go crazy was because that crazy lady was saying that this was like the rapture.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I think
like, it makes,
that's what made everything go
yeah,
crazy.
because it kind of makes sense. Like, oh, like the earth was split open, and then when you hear the horns, and there was a siren in the beginning.
Yeah, but still.
Like these locusts.
Why is it that like at the first sign of like trouble, instead of people like deciding to work together, it's like, oh, who can we sacrifice? Honestly,
To please.
it's ridiculous.
It is, but anyway, so yeah, and I agree with you. It is kind of rash. So what happened is that I saw this when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So he makes the decision to off them all. So yeah, he decides to kill them all, and for some reason, as a kid, that just got to me. That just like I remember when I was little, as soon as the movie ended and as the red credits start rolling, and then you see as it reveals that the army was able to kill the main monster, and everything just pretty much started falling after it. And so after he kills everyone, and he tried to kill himself, but obviously he was out of bullets. Whatchamacallit, the army shows up, and he's just looking, and he's like stunned, he's scared, and he just starts screaming and crying and bawling, and it's just, it really got to me when I was like little, and I was just like, damn, bro, that's like horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember that really traumatized me as a kid. That really made me depressed, made me emo. But yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much it with all of our. I'm pretty sure that's not it with all of our childhood traumas. I'm pretty sure we have to dig deep. Maybe a lot of repressed memories are just staying repressed that we can't remember right now.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of things I'm traumatized.
But we should. But I mean, definitely it was really fun though. Just rambling on and just kind of remembering these horrible things. I always wanted to talk about just random episodes in shows that you, like I said, you wouldn't expect to do this to you. Another one that was weird was Flapjack. Flapjack had a lot of. I guess
I think it was
wasn't,
just mostly gross out.
Yeah, I think it was just like, yeah, it wasn't really scary, but it was just pretty gross. But yeah, no, I mean, it was fun. You have anything to add to the end?
Not really. Probably after this, maybe like at some point I'll be like, oh, hey, by the way, I remember something.
No, yeah, of course. And so yeah. Oh, so to wrap it up, just wanted to let you know we finally organized our Twitter, Instagram, and our YouTube and SoundCloud. So everything is under the name Late Night Howls. So at Twitter, it's at Late Night Howls with an S at the end, all together. Instagram is Late Night Howls, separate. The same thing for YouTube and SoundCloud. All of our, like I said, social media, even our own personal social media that we'll be using, and our Twitters will be also linked in the description below for YouTube, and also in the about profile for SoundCloud. So just so you know, make sure you follow us there so you don't miss a podcast. And we also do plan on doing other YouTube like videos, specifically obviously in YouTube. Maybe doing like more reviews for specific movies or specific shows, and we would like to do that soon. Probably not yet, but for now we'll be just uploading these podcasts. So I hope you enjoy them. Like I said, my name is Omar.
And my name's Levi.
There you go. Okay, there. You want to say that one more time?
My name's Levi.
And thank you so much for listening to our podcast.
If you have any suggestions for something you'd like us to hear,
You okay there?
Oh my god, my tongue. If there's anything you'd like us to talk about, or any kind of questions or any kind of things you'd like to hear our points
or
on,
any of
or
your traumas, honestly.
or yeah, if you have any of your traumas, maybe we'll talk about it in a later episode. So you guys give us any suggestions, that'd be great.
Yeah, and also for next week, like we said, we're gonna be talking about Game of Thrones season 8, episode 1, and then I believe something else. We still haven't decided yet, but we're mainly gonna be talking about that for the first portion. So if none of you want to be spoiled for the first episode of Game of Thrones, I will make sure to add in the description of YouTube. And if I can't add it in the description for SoundCloud, I'll either add a comment or send out a tweet to which timestamp you should specifically go to avoid it, so you won't be spoiled. All right. So like I said, thank you so much for listening, and
don't forget to be excellent with one another.
Yeah. Thank you. Have a good night.